So completely throw out what I said in the last episode, because this episode is probably coming out a lot later than I thought, because I essentially overslept. At Knight Errant 3 custom mysteries. That's what when we see all perk cards, we do 3 custom mysteries. But I forgot what my backstory was. Now I think I'm just gonna say it was ill-fated. But as we get into our next character here, not really much to it. It's just that I overslept because I fell asleep. My sleep schedule has been really oofed as of recently, and that's due to my own well, staying up at night. So as we actually get into Knight Errant character exclusive custom character, I don't know why I was about to reset it there. We'll do our best. The baseball bat is not the greatest weapon, but we'll hold on to it for the moment because our stats are not that bad all across the board. 6 strength, 6 dexterity, 6 perception, 6 knowledge, 6 charisma. I didn't go on with how I was going to order it because robots, Takshisan, light, charisma. You never know, right? Strength, knowledge, and maybe a second encounter. Even though it shouldn't really be that bad. But we do have Takshisan early. We're just going to assume we have the second encounter check, and we're going to take... you know what? We'll take the hardware store. Why not? Watch me get Ward, but we'll see what happens when I get 3 custom mysteries. We haven't really changed any events and whatnot yet. I'm pretty much playing with most mod packs and custom events, although I could be adding more. I will when we hit episode probably 75, but we'll see. Otherwise, we're just going to keep cycling through mysteries. We haven't done that yet either, but hey, Ramen, Sailors, Goal, Shuttle, and Raven. Raven can be a boss fight. I don't remember how hard it was, but we'll see. Sailors will take last, so I guess we can take Goal first, because I don't know what's happening here. +1 Doom with Invest. Yes, fair enough. Now, funny thing here, again, I forgot if these status effects can affect you during custom events. I would assume so, but anywho, we'll see what actually happens. Otherwise, we're here to prepare, and this is gonna kind of be a normal run, but... Oh, keeping in mind we're ill-fated, so we're gonna fail every single event. But, let's take a gander into, Monkey Wrench. And away we go! After visiting the police station. Downtown, school. Well... Both are going to be bad. We have ramen, though, at some point, so we do want to do downtown. We will be visiting downtown quite a lot, but more than the school, I don't know. I don't remember the investigation locations of each mystery. So, yeah. Never mind, I thought I was on Oh, no, I am on Knight Errant right now. I thought I was on ill-fated, proceeded to pick Knight Errant. Either way, though, for better or worse, we shouldn't get a lot of Doom, but we'll see. So, we'll see. Otherwise, the only other thing that's been happening outside of this channel and recording is I went through a what I want to call it. I know there's a phrase for it, but I was hit by a bout of inspiration. That's not the correct phrase, but I was really inspired by something, and so I decided to write a lot of notes. Didn't want to go through with programming anything or writing anything at the moment. So I just wanted to be super, super sure of what I wanted to do. And part of that was also reading some literature just to see if what I was thinking may or may not work out. Sometimes when I have an idea, I do other things, whether it's read a story, whether it's play a video game, whether it is, looking into art or looking into people who have done projects of, depending on what I'm thinking of. By the way, this is Goal, right? Is this Goal? No, this is a well, I'm going crazy. Anywho. We should be able to get out here. If not, well, we'll find out. If we hit both of these, that'll be great, because then I can brace here and get my way out. I could also opt to dodge, but I would rather lose less stamina going for the... In fact, I'd probably just brace here. I can go for a one-shot, but I don't want to risk it, so... Otherwise, if we can fit in a meditate here, that would be great. Just because we're going to get the rest of this bonus, so... Anywho, moving on. So that is part of Goal. But anywho. Goal? Was that Goal? Anywho. Well, now we can't rest as easily anymore, but that should be relatively fine. And yeah, the bottle of water, if we were to give any tips in this video, the bottle of water heals a lot more stamina than you think, assuming you keep bath. And just to bring the numbers, if you can fill the empty bottle 5 times, can you do it 6 times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you can do it 6 times because you rest once at the beginning of the game, but if you fill the bottle of water, that's +1 stamina. And then for each mystery, after each mystery, you can refill the bottles again, which results in you getting 5 more stamina to heal through drinking +1 stamina bottle of water. So that, yeah, 6 stamina on a run or on a Harbinger difficulty, especially when you only have 13 stamina. But just looking at it number-wise, yeah, I mean, even if you had 20 stamina, you're healing 25% of your health throughout the whole run. Assuming you keep the bath. Again, that's the asterisk at the bottom of the contract, that is, bottle of water. We can't take this in the face. Do I want to? Oh, that's right, we can only do 5 actions. Otherwise we run away, but that's just as bad. So you know what? Yeah, we're gonna do this. And no, we can't option select, so we just do what we can. So only 3 Doom for 11 experience, but there are events that give you 20 experience for 3 Doom, so anywho. Yeah, I remember taking a lot more Doom because of the Ravens. Monument for Reason, funds is fine too, because we can sell the baseball bat. And now we wait. And yeah, we do have it seems like we have a few school investigations, but I think Ramen's still gonna push the number of downtown investigations up. Why do I lose reason for experience there? Anywho. I think we have a dexterity check. Looting would be nice too for extra funds, but quick thinking is just overall a better perk. As odd as that sounds, especially when we're working with custom events, which means the base events, if you were only working with based events, if we're to give more, World of Horror at least theories, or theory crafting, balanced thinking, something along gameplay strategy. There are at least 2 events in base World of Horror that require quick thinking for you to get positive results. And if it were just that already would be powerful. You would be surprised at the number of times you run into either of those events. But because of the custom events I have right now, I was deciding whether or not... Okay, so this turns into a ghost enemy if I do that? Question mark? I know Raven had a boss fight, but hey. 8 Doom here. That's not the worst thing. It's not great either. Do I have a spell? Flesh regrowth. That's... not great. And to just cut off what I was saying for a minute. So, in a ghost encounter where you're stuck for 3 turns, it is worthwhile for you to learn the ghost ritual, except the half-rotten cake of that equation is that getting the ghost ritual in the first place usually requires some very bad things to happen, and therefore outweighs the possible gains of exercising a ghost, even with it being buffed toward the player. Because before this update, at least, so say the ritual is 5 claps. If you ritual a ghost away with the clap bow sequence, you get extra experience, and it's quite a lot. It's still hard to really usually justify looking for the ghost ritual, even if you get some good strategies going, like Scissors Timeline B, in which you can drastically cut down the number of guesses you have for ghost rituals. Essentially, it boils down to, at least in my opinion, because I haven't really crunched the numbers, too many numbers, but I've crunched some numbers, which is, if you run into a ghost enemy that does 1 stamina or 1 reason, this is kind of the monkey brain simple version of it. If you run into a ghost enemy that does 1 stamina or 1 reason, and you know the first 2 steps of the ritual, then it's worthwhile for you to look into the ghost ritual. There is still some RNG involved, but that's pretty much, if we're going with the base rule, that's the base rule. Still, though, there are some nuances to that. Mainly being, well, first of all being, if you run into another ghost at all, because it's possible for you to not run into any more ghosts other than maybe like 1. The second nuance, aside from Scissors Timeline B, is at this point you might be saying, well, Jordan, there's the schoolyard where you can learn the ghost ritual immediately, or you can learn the first 2 steps of the ghost ritual, which is true, but still, you're still waiting for a ghost encounter in which you can learn the ritual. And you might be wondering, well, why is Scissors Timeline B much more... why is that a better alternative than the schoolyard? It's because schoolyard you still have to spend 2 Doom, which is negligible. I'm not saying you can't do it, but when you run to Scissors Timeline B, there's no cost aside from doing Scissors Timeline B to I'm looking at Brand, by the way, and I got flabbergasted. There's no cost to taking Scissors Timeline B, usually. And in fact, Scissors in general is a low Doom mystery, so it's a double weight on the balance of, hey, what am I losing for learning the first 2 steps of the ritual? Now, if you're running ally attack or you plan to grab allies, sure, you can visit the schoolyard and then go up to the roof. But the reason why going up to the roof hurts a lot more, because... Oh, nice 8 roll, by the way, game. Because Doom increases by 2 for visiting. We'll do it here. We'll just do it for show of hands. So we'll try to recruit students for as great as possible. I don't want to spend my thing. So you saw that I spent 2 Doom, but when you access the rooftop and get, the first 2 steps, which in this run, let me say it again, in the run that you're doing, you get the first 2 steps for the ritual. But when you return to the schoolyard, your Doom increases by 2. So really, you spent 4 Doom to learn that. And I don't... Are there any base enemies that do Doom that are ghosts? I feel like there's at least 1, but I don't know if there are actually 2. So you get what I mean. You're taking some damage to learn the ritual. If you were gonna do that, you might as well have learned it in a ghost encounter that does Doom. I think there's at least one ghost that does Doom damage, but among the other ghosts you could run into, if you're purposely trying to run into a ghost, you could run into another enemy and just take more damage. So, and I'll explain as we're just autopiloting through the tapeworm salaryman. I forgot my second encounter, by the way. But so say you're fishing. Say there is one ghost in the school. If you continue rerolling school on top of the fact that you're just searching for a ghost, and we'll even assume you're doing main mystery investigation, so you're actually getting worth out of doing investigations at the school, you could just run into like the young witch and lose -1 all because you brace or something, or maybe you run into the door in which you need the holy candle or something. Oh no, that's another location. But you get the point. There are events in between trying to run into a ghost. If you're grinding for a ghost encounter to learn the ritual, as I get branded back and forth, and then we get the Knight Errant penalty. And yeah, there's RNG in between trying to learn the ghost ritual, which hurts basically. And so, yes, while you can use the schoolyard, as you saw, it took 4 Doom to only learn 2 steps. You don't even learn any more steps than that. Whereas if you take Scissors and you're on Timeline B, or you choose Timeline B for your run and you run into Scissors, we need to monument again, by the way. It doesn't really cost anything because it's something you were going to do anyway. It's not something you have to go out of your way and therefore take Doom or lose stamina or reason to do. And it's something you could have avoided. So yeah. And then on top of that, you still have to guess the ghost encounter, guess the ghost ritual, as we're dying to Doom here. But it's not like that extra 4 Doom would have really saved me anyway, but hey. We'll sell the Inspiring Novel. As much as I want to use it, we need to lower Doom instead. So that Inspiring Novel essentially turned into a Doom decrease. But you get the point at this, I think, where I'm trying to go. Again, if you have any other strategies, let me know. I'm not someone known to remembering a lot of things or learning too many strategies, but if Ghost Story Recruit meant anything. But I've already talked about that. If you want to hear it again, we'll talk about it again when we run into a thing. So here, yes, then it would run. And then there's so on top of the baseline of learning the Ghost Ritual, you have to run into, in my opinion, at least 2 ghost encounters in which you use the ritual, because obviously, so overall you have to run into 3 ghost encounters in a run, and that's not always going to happen. But when you're working with more custom events, or if you're going to take a custom mystery that has a ghost boss or forced ghost encounters, yes, then the ritual is a lot more, it's more valuable to learn the ritual here. In which case this is not, but we can just take Doom instead. We don't want to, but we might have. No, yeah, that's right. I'm looking at my Doom. Why did I even say this? So I even forgot that much. So you get the point when I'm trying to say I don't remember things myself. Also, we have flesh regrowth, but that's unfortunate. But anywho, can we even survive this, by the way? I think we toss a student at this thing. So we toss a student, and thankfully we get out. 6 reason, but we don't have a lot of Doom left to spare. But yeah, as is always, feel free to say things, or feel free to talk about possible strategies. I definitely am open to it as someone who plays a lot of World of Horror. Shrug. but as we pretty much die here due to Knight Errant, yeah, we'll struggle till the end. We have monument uses left, and with this much Doom on top of so it was both Knight Errant then branded, slapping me in the face. Where did I get branded again? I think I did something I didn't need to do. Anywho. We'll keep using the monument because there's nothing else I can do about it. We'll keep using the monument because there's nothing else I can... Like, you will die with 95% Doom. Even if you haven't entered the lighthouse and you have 95% Doom, you're dead. Unless you have a way to decrease Doom in the middle of the lighthouse, but that's not normally going to happen. So, we'll struggle till the end, but I promise you, this run's over. I'm on my last mystery right now with 95% Doom. And for good reason, not a lot of custom events decrease Doom that I have anyway. Also, my downtown is at max threat level again, so oof. Is that quick thinking, by the way? Is this another quick thinking? I'm gonna check actually now. Yeah, I'm gonna check actually now because now I'm curious. But anywho, as you move on here, so place your bets. Am I gonna die to stamina or Doom? Because I could actually just die to stamina before I die to Doom. Otherwise, this happens. But yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next episode. No!